Thank you so much for the work that you do. I just want to talk about my state really quickly, since we're talking about the border and how my colleagues have been down there once or twice, and so they feel like they know everything that happens at my border because they go on a little field trip. But I live in this state. I have also legislated specifically in this state, the state of Texas. And recently, my governor, who seemingly does nothing but atrocious things, decided that he was going to order that migrants, and this doesn't say it, but specifically the headlines that we saw were children as well as pregnant mothers, be pushed back into the Rio Grande. Currently, the DOJ is suing my governor because he decided that he wanted to use razor wire. This is not fixing fentanyl, as far as I'm concerned. Because you're the expert, do you believe that razor wire or ordering that women and pregnant mothers and children be pushed into the water, do you believe that that's fixing our fentanyl crisis?
Thank you, Congressman, for that question. I would say majority of the fentanyl is coming through the ports of entry, and our focus should be where the problem is predominantly.
Thank you so much.
Kids across the country. But we've heard a lot about the cartel, Doctor. And the drug trafficking trade that's going on in Mexico. And so I want to ask you a question, Doctor. These cartels, these drug traffickers, in addition to the drugs that they're carrying, do you know what else they like to carry? It's not a trick question. Just yell it out when you know it. Guns. They like to carry guns, Dr. Gupta, right? That's what protects the cartel. That's what protects the drug trade. Do you know where they get their guns? Do you know where the cartel, the guys that they're talking about, get their guns? You know where they get their guns?
From illicit, illegal purchases.
That's right. And do you know where those illicit, illegal purchases are happening and where they're coming from?
Largely from the United States.
That's right. According to U.S. Custom and Border Control, 200,000 guns pour over the border every year from the U.S. to Mexico. These weapons are being used to contribute to organized crime. They're being used by the drug trade, the cartel, and 70% of all of the weapons the cartel is using are manufactured in the United States. The drug sales and the cartel and China, what they're doing is intentional. I agree with my colleagues across the aisle. I think what the cartel and China is doing is intentional. But so is what the gun manufacturers are doing. It's intentional. And so all of these guns manufactured here, pouring over the border, we, the United States, are arming the cartel. We, the United States, are allowing the cartel to protect the illicit drug trade by allowing guns manufactured here to pour over the border. My colleagues across the aisle are very concerned about things coming in, but they have no concern about weapons going out. And so
you try to stop fentanyl from coming into the United States, right?
Correct.
And in fact, we have seen some statistics recently that my colleagues on the other side of the aisle have touted that there has been more success by this administration in seizing fentanyl coming into the United States. Is that right?
Yes, Congressman.
Well, I guess I'm a little troubled by tweets such as this from hold it up, please, a colleague of mine from New York who criticizes President Biden because during his administration, more than 34,000 pounds of deadly fentanyl has been seized at the southern border. That means that it did not come into our communities, right?
Yes, Congressman, if the assertion is we should let all of this come in and kill Americans, I will disagree with that every single day and every single minute.
Right. We're trying to stop the fentanyl from coming in. And
join us live inside McCarthy's range with all the chickens. There. You can see a Matt Cates. You can see a Lauren Mobert. These are where McCarthy's chickens actually live. The GOP meeting is taking place. All cock-a-loo-da-loo and no content. This is where McCarthy actually hides out. The true home of the Republican chickens!